We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Anna Kowalska Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head women's basketball coach Anna Kowalska. And Anya, your girls were in your home gym for the first time on Saturday, a big win over Salem. Talk about the win and how important it was to get that first win at home.
Well, every year I focus on just getting the home game wins. Just because you have advantage playing at home, you don't have to travel. So I emphasize a lot on them is we need to protect the home court. This is where we practice every day. We run. So our just atmosphere overall was they were pretty determined and pretty focused. And with some of the younger players, I was trying to show them how important it is because it will show all the great teams. I mean, they win at home. They win at home, and it's hard to beat them away. So I think I want to be that team. Just protect the home court.
And like you mentioned, you have a young team on your hands. Having them to get that confidence at home on their first game, how big was that for them young players as they can kind of continue to grow on the court for you?
You know what? It's crazy because we were getting to the game, and I'm like, we're starting 3 freshmen. So they did pretty good. I mean, I can see sometimes they're nervous, but they just keep practicing hard and they just keep getting better, and that's the focus that we have this year. And we have some veteran players who are playing a lot of minutes, so they're helping them out. But some of them have big roles this year, so we'll just keep grinding and keep practicing every day.
Another big game for Crystal Radisep. We've talked about her a couple of times this year. Talk about her growth and kind of what you've seen through this non-conference schedule from her.
You know what? I think she's learning what college ball is. I mean, she's from Estonia, back at home, and it's a little bit different in Europe. It's a different style. It's different kind of grinding, and I mean, she played this summer, and she comes in here, and it's even harder. I mean, it's more intense, and it's a lot more physical. But she's answering pretty good. I'm happy how she is, and she's a very hardworking kid, and she is coachable. She listens, so that's what we want from our freshmen. She spends extra time on her game, and she shoots. So the ceiling, I mean, is pretty high for her. So I'm excited to see how she grows.
And you guys had Rachel Wilson out with an injury right now. You had your 2 freshmen step up really big, Mia Donald and Kaylee Marvin under the net. Talk about those two and how they kind of handled that situation.
You know, I was pretty impressed, but we also practice every day. I mean, we push them every day. They know we have individuals and practices. We just keep barking on them to rebound and go physical to the basket, and they're just learning. They're coachable. That's one thing with my younger ones. Is like I told them, I'm like, just be coachable and then listen to what we're trying to tell you and just keep getting better. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a process. And I always tell them, trust the process. So the post players, they answered. I mean, Kaylee had, 10 rebounds. That's awesome, almost double-double. And Mia came in, and she was huge for us. I mean, she every day she comes in, and she just gives us 100% effort. So I'm very excited about the younger ones. But I was very, very happy and very proud of them, those two, how they stepped in and took that role, what Rachel gives us. And I was pretty happy about that.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head women's basketball coach Anna Kowalska. And Anya, you guys are starting MEC play now with a young team. Talk about entering conference play and kind of maybe how your goals shift a little bit.
You know what? Our goals are not really different than what we had in non-conference. Like I told you before, I tried to make our non-conference pretty tough. So we were on the road 4 straight games. So they were tested pretty good with the teams that we played against. Now the conference starts, but our focus is the same. Just keep getting better. You know what I mean? With our conference, it's just so hard because every team can beat any team on any day. And we saw the first results from last week. It was unbelievable. So I told my players, just focus on ourselves. Let's focus on getting better, reaching our game goals every single game that we have, and just keep going and keep working hard in practices because that's where we get better. We get better in practices, not games. So I'm excited.
And you guys have 2 tough teams this week. You start with Point Park here on Tuesday, then you have Ursuline at home on Saturday. Talk about these 2 matchups and kind of some of the challenges they bring.
You know, they both have size. And that's one common thing with some of the better players, better teams. They have size. They have shooting or athleticism or post. I mean, Point Park has a really good post who's leading them in scoring, and they have a couple of good guards too. So it'll be a challenge. We need to just keep working on our defense and the strategies that we have against them. And Ursuline, they're always good. They're always good team every single year. So they're coming in here. We went there last year. So I'm very excited. But like I said, it's those little things that we need to work on in practices that will make us better. And then at the end of the day, win or loss, I tell them all the time, win or loss. As long as we accomplish our team goals, that's what I'm looking for right now. And we'll see how they respond.
And finally, talk about your message to the young team. Obviously, it's a holiday week. So you have Tuesday and then the holiday and then your Saturday game. Talk about how you keep them focused going into this week where you're going to have that little bit of a break in there.
We practice. I think that's what we need to keep them focused is just practice. And Thanksgiving, they're all going to go to the players who live close to campus, so they all go off campus a little bit. But we're practicing on that day, and we're going to have it off on Wednesday and then practice Thursday and Friday, and then we're going to play Saturday. So I think they're more busy. I get them. They don't have to think about anything else, but individual workouts and practices, and that's how it goes here. So not a lot of time for thinking.
Thanks, Anya. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thank you.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.